Good morning. I know it's been a while, but I'm going to take you guys through a full day of eating, show you guys exactly everything that I eat in my day. Now, I woke up a bit late today, so I'm going to have a little bit of a late lunch. I'm going to start off my meal with some tofu scramble. I've been craving tofu scramble for a while, which is crazy because I'm not the biggest fan of tofu scramble. I mean, I go through phases in terms of foods that I like, foods that I don't like, and my tofu scramble days are coming back. So I'm going to show you guys how I make my tofu scramble. So I've just lightly sprayed this pan with some olive oil spray, really light. I'm trying to manifest no calories. There's going to be calories from this, but I like to pretend that there's not. Like literally, I sprayed it for like a second. So what I'm going to do to this, I'm going to add in some frozen vegetables. So I've just added some frozen vegetables to this, and as you guys know, I suck. Like I struggle to get in vegetables. So tofu scramble is a really good way for me to try to get in as much vegetables as I can. Now there's a science to this. The reason why I start off with the frozen vegetables first is because I like my vegetables a little bit, on the burnt side. I like it properly cooked and like crispy. And I start off with the frozen vegetables and then I'm going to add the tofu afterwards. So the vegetables can cook with the tofu. So for the tofu, I'm using this, just a normal block of firm tofu. Let's have a look. So with this block of tofu, what I'm going to do is I am going to cut it in half, and then that will be my serving. That will be tofu scramble. So if you can see the macros, I don't know if you can see, it's not focusing, but 16.5 grams of protein, and there's 5 serves, so 16, 16, 30, 35 to 45 grams of protein. I don't know if my maths is right, but it's around 35 to 40 grams of protein in this tofu scramble meal. So I'm going to cut this in half, and that will be the tofu that I use. Okay, so now the vegetables have cooked for a bit, and I'm going to add in the tofu. I'm just going to I don't like to drain my tofu because you're cooking it anyway. It's going to get, the water's going to evaporate, so I never got the point of that. I used to drain my tofu, but I don't anymore. But I'm just going to set this aside and let it cook for a bit. I've just added some black salt, some Middle Eastern spices, and some vegan chicken stock powder. And I'm just going to let this cook for a while. So this is my first meal, tofu scramble, 35-40 grams of protein. I'm going to put a load of sriracha sauce on this, but yeah, this is my first meal, and as you can see, super easy to make, and I can't wait to demolish this. So I will see you guys as soon as I demolish this and for my next meal. Time for my second meal. Now for my second meal, I'm gonna do like a rice with beans and soy protein, sort of like a curry. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna add a bunch of spices. I know it's gonna be like a curry, but I have textured vegetable protein. This has so much protein. So there's 100 grams in this because one pack is 4 serves, and I've used up 2 serves already. So there's 100 grams, which is 55 grams of protein in this. So 55 grams of protein. I've cooked up some rice, and I'm going to cook up the curry with the vegetable protein. So I'm going to start off by cooking the vegetable protein first. I'm just going to put this in boiling water. I'm going to put a can of kidney beans. Now, these Coles kidney beans, they taste good and they're cheap. So I'm going to use 1 can of this, add in some tomato and a bunch of spices. I will show you guys what I do. The kidney beans in that. I'm using this spice mix that I got. It's called Sit Seasons, and it's amazing. It's all vegan, and it makes cooking so much easier. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this. I'm going to sprinkle this into it, and this was going to be just literally the only seasoning that I'm going to use, because this in itself It's so nice. So there's pumpkin flavored one and there's another spicy one which I also use, but I'm gonna try to see what this tastes like using this one in something like a curry. So this is my second meal, loaded with protein, and I just measured out. This is 150 grams of rice, and this is half of the serving that I just made. So this whole thing would probably have, I would say, close to 50, around 45 to 50 grams of protein in just this meal. So I'm going to demolish this. It looks absolutely amazing, and it smells really nice as well. Like this, it seasons, this sauce packet has made such a big difference. This is going to be my second meal, and I'm going to show you guys my last meal after I demolish this. So I'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, so for my final meal, I'm going to have something that people usually have for their first meal, which is going to be a protein smoothie, which I had in the morning before, but sometimes I feel like having my breakfast for dinner. Sometimes I feel like having my dinner for breakfast. My mood fluctuates, but I like to go to bed hitting my sweet cravings, so I'm going to show you guys what I do. As you saw, a protein smoothie, and I had a lot of... So that was my last meal, a protein smoothie, which I usually have for breakfast, but I added in about a cup of almond milk and 50 grams of oats, protein oats, 40 grams of peanut butter, 5 grams of creatine, and then I added in some mixed fruits that I got, which was on sale. And fruits, I always love to add fruits in my smoothie. And that was my final meal. And that hit the sweet tooth craving right before I'm about to go to bed. So I'm so full right now, I'm just about to go to bed. But that was my full day of eating. As you guys saw, it's not that hard to be vegan. And all my meals were pretty simple, pretty easy to make, pretty cheap. Like the canned beans, the textured vegetable protein, rice, nothing too spectacular, nothing too fancy. And I've said this over and over again, I only get plant-based meat. I do understand it's expensive, but it's expensive because it's not subsidized. Like you have real meat, which is subsidized, but all of these plant-based products, they're not subsidized by the government. So it is expensive, but I only get it when it's on sale, and the price is just going to get cheaper and cheaper the more people that go vegan. And you see it happen, which is amazing. Like a few years ago, mock meat was so expensive, and now it's come down to, it's almost the same price as the other products, and even cheaper sometimes. Even the cheese, the plant-based cheese now is the same price as cheese, adjusted to inflation. So things are changing, and that was my full day of eating. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next one.